Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. As you know, I'm always scouring the newspapers, scouring the magazines, scouring the websites for proof positive of opinions I express on this program. Most of what you hear from me on this show is opinion. Many times I express opinions that I believe are informed opinions, that while not fact, they are based on years of experience, years of mistakes made, years of meeting hundreds of thousands of people as I do my job. I feel I've got a lot of experience, and I've heard from a lot of people. And so many times I express an opinion, but I say, you know what? Somewhere out there, there is evidence that my opinion is more factual than it may have appeared. And this website, teenhollywood.com, once again providing proof positive of something I have said to you. Now, this is not scientific evidence. It's just Exhibit A of what I've talked about. You've heard me on this program tell you repeatedly that many guys are hooked in a bait and switch when they get into a serious relationship or they get married. They get with somebody who's hot, somebody who'll have sex anywhere, anytime, somebody who dresses great, smells great, looks great all the time, will do absolutely anything, anywhere, anytime you want. And then once she gets you to sign on the dotted line, or once she starts pumping out human Xerox copies, she chunks up. In many or most cases, she chops her hair off. And she essentially doesn't care anymore because now she does not have to attract anybody. She's got you. She can take you for granted because of the nature of marriage in America. And so, essentially, you've gotten the old bait and switch. Everybody who had a one-night stand with your girl, everybody who ever dated her for a hot weekend, everybody who ever went on a vacation with her years ago, you've seen the old pictures, right? We've talked about this on the air. You look around and you say, oh, God, how did I get so lucky to be with somebody this hot? And then later on, you're with somebody who's 160 pounds, 180 pounds, 200 pounds. Somebody who just suddenly is nasty. Nasty looking, sometimes nasty smelling, and sometimes just plain nasty. You've heard me say this, right? I mean, over and over I've said this to you on the air. Now let's take the name of somebody who we've been watching for a long time. When she was 15 and 16, you were looking at her with lust in your eyes. You know you were. You know you were. Saw her in that Catholic school uniform, and you wanted to nail it. You didn't care that she was 16. You did not care. So hot. And recently, you've seen pictures of her, and she looks like crap. She's got a beer gut hanging out. Arms are getting Hillary Duff flabby. By the way, that Hillary Duff, when she appeared on all those billboards for what was that? The Lizzie McGuire movie. There's a lot of airbrushing done on those billboards because anytime you see Hillary Duff, like on The Tonight Show or some other TV show, she has got some of the fattest arms in America. I mean, she's got fatter arms than I've got. What flap! So anybody who thought she was going to be something when she turned 18, you were all wrong. She's a chunkster. But nonetheless, let's get to the woman of the hour. Exhibit A for my argument that when women get married, they no longer feel any obligation in America to look attractive anymore. It's all spelled out right here on the website called teenhollywood.com. Here it is. Pregnant pop star Britney Spears has warned fans that they will never see her looking sexy again. Because, and listen to this, as a wife, she doesn't care what she looks like. Did you hear that? I'll read it again. Because this is what I've been telling you about that nameless, faceless woman that so many men out there have married, that this is what so many women do. They pull the bait and switch. They're hot, 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 and they'll do anything, 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 and then they get married to you. Bam! Those days are over. I'm going to be Kevin Federline looking at old pictures of Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, or Britney Spears and anybody else she got with. Her high school sweetheart, that guy Jason Alexander that she married for, 48 hours? And any other guy she ever dated? Back when she looked really hot. Now this guy marries her? I'll read it again. Pregnant pop star Britney Spears has warned fans they will never see her looking sexy again. Because as a wife, she doesn't care what she looks like. Story goes on to say, since meeting her husband Kevin Federline last April, Spears has dumped her glamorous image and is regularly seen wearing baggy clothes, tracksuits, and sporting unbrushed hair and no makeup. Forgot to mention the beer gut. Or the Jack Daniels gut, or whatever that is she's got. Spears explains, I think I'll always have a weight problem. I love junk food and occasionally still splurge. But normally I just eat sensibly. I don't look in the mirror and say, oh, I'm the most beautiful girl in the world, look at me. I see my imperfections. I see my flaws. I just don't care. How many of you fantasized about nailing Britney Spears? How many of you? How many of you suckers who are, of all the boys here, right? Everybody. Every guy. I fantasized about it, for Christ's sake. I don't even fantasize about this stuff. She was so goddamn hot. And then poor Kevin Federline, and I'm not saying he's any kind of saint or any kind of martyr by any stretch, but, he marries Britney Spears. Now Britney says, no, I don't care anymore. No, I don't have to care. I'm a wife.
She's a piggy.
God, she is, too. She said, I walk out of my house in my pajamas with no makeup, and I just don't care because that's how I feel most comfortable. If you want me to wear a fancy dress to go to Starbucks, then you are completely wrong. After I get married, I was one of those people who let themselves go a little bit. Exhibit A, Britney Spears. One of the reasons, boys, you want to delay marriage as long as you can. Because this is what you get. Isn't it?
Tom.
Really?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
You know what's great about guys? Mostly when we have problems, you know what we do? We drink. We watch ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, buck up.
Buck up, exactly.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Keith on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, I wanted to ask you a question. And I want you to understand that I'm a great big fan, and I agree with everything that you say about women. They're bitches, they're hoes, They need to be used as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a question for you. You say that you're an atheist.
I don't say I am, I am.
Well, then why do you keep saying God damn and why God's earth and all this other stuff? You keep referring to God all the time.
As I've said on this program so many times, I've I have been to the supermarket and asked for a jar of Peter Pan. I don't believe there is a Peter Pan, but I've had Peter Pan in my refrigerator. I've also talked about the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and I have discussed Santa Claus. And you don't think I'm waiting by the chimney on December 24th, do you?
No, but Peter Pan is a brand name.
It's also the name. It's also the name of a fictional character.
So?
That's how I see God, a fictional character.
Okay, but you're making references that you say.
Well, if I buy Peter Pan peanut butter, does that mean I believe there's a Peter Pan?
No, it means you fall into the marketing scheme that they want.
Well, that's the same thing with religion. Look in the mirror, pal.
But you're saying you don't fall into their marketing scheme in religion. You say you don't believe in God.
I don't.
But then why do you keep referring to them?
Again, these are expressions. It's called irony.
I see.
I am clearly an atheist.
And like I said, I do agree with everything you say. I'm 39 years old. I got myself a 20-year-old chippy from New Jersey that I flew out to L.A.
Really?
And I'm using her. I'm having a great time.
Using her. Very nice.
Using her exactly the way Tom Leykis would want.
I'm very proud, Keith.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lana, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I'm a long-time listener and true believer in your words.
Thank you, Lana.
I have to say about Britney Spears, she's a total pig. I mean, first of all, anyone who would walk into a gas station restroom with no shoes on, doesn't that just say it all?
Yeah, boy, you're not kidding. She probably sat on the toilet seat, too.
I don't want to know. And, yeah, as far as all these women letting themselves go when they're married, they're total pigs. I've been with the same guy for 17 years, and I'm a 10, and I keep myself up. And I do that because I believe that my man deserves to have a hot chick on his arm. He earns a great living, and why should any woman feel that she should be able to get fat and look like a pig while she's walking around with a guy on her arm?
Well, there's another issue in there. Your husband does well. I guarantee you, if you didn't look great, he would find somebody else who does.
And you know what? I wouldn't blame him for that, because why should he be with a total pig?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Well, thank you, Tom. I've got to get my kid to Gymboree class.
Sounds fascinating. I see the nightlife is over for you.
Actually not. I have a live-in, and my husband and I know how to live it up still. We're both still young, and we're not ready to give up those years yet.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
All right, Tom. Have a good day.
Thank you, Lana.
Okay, bye.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Doesn't this Britney Spears story where she says she will no longer be seen looking sexy because as a wife she doesn't care what she looks like, doesn't that prove everything I've been saying about why guys shouldn't get married, why guys should delay it as long as possible? Doesn't that prove it to you? Jim on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Jim.
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Tom.
Yeah.
I would do a fat Britney Spears.
You would do a fat Britney Spears?
Yes, I would.
So
I think the majority of the guys out there would.
Well, I think the majority of guys out there would do anything on a given night.
Yes.
Anything or anyone.
Mm-hmm. What about...
But look, let's face it. You're driving an old Cadillac at that point.
Do you think the majority of them would marry a fat Britney Spears?
Why would you want to marry a fat Britney Spears? And even Kevin Federline didn't marry a fat Britney Spears. He married a hot Britney Spears who turned into a fat Britney Spears.
Oh, she's rich.
Well, you know what? A number of people here in the studio believe that that's why Kevin Federline married Britney Spears.
Yes.
Because he has no career to speak of,
really matters to him?
as far as we're concerned.
Do you think it really matters to him?
Well, and that's a very good question. And you really might be right, for all I know. Maybe that's all he wants. Maybe he's a male gold digger.
Maybe. Maybe he's, he did it.
But again, that's the only way a man would want to be with a fat chick who doesn't care how she looks.
Mm-hmm.
She must have money, and he must not.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is with, what, 2 bastard children?
Mm-hmm.
By somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're going to have a really good, fun time walking around all barefooted and sweaty.
Yeah. And no prenup, by the way.
Even better.
That's the divorce I want to watch on court TV.
Well, then maybe he succeeded. Maybe he made it. Maybe. You know?
Well, in a sense, maybe he did. But you know what, though? This is the attitude of women in general. There are exceptions, but this is the attitude of women in general.
Yes.
That once they got married to you, there's no need to look attractive because they don't have to attract anybody.
Mm-hmm. Oh, can you take me out THX, please?
THX style. Here you go.
Turn it up.
Here it comes, Jim. One 800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Steve on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
It's doing a radio show, pal.
I'm so glad of that because you entertain me like you wouldn't believe.
That's my gig.
Okay, I just was like I was discussing with your man. I married a fat pig. Married her and stayed with her for 10 years.
Really? Now, she was fat when you married her?
Well, not real fat, but she sure got bigger.
Yeah. Well, in most cases, women look the best they're ever going to look on their wedding day, and it's all downhill from there.
Well, you turn them upside down, they all look the same.
Roll them in flour and look for the wet spot?
Sometimes.
Yeah, So, how fat is she, Steve?
210.
210? How tall is she?
Oh, God, she's like 5'3".
5'3" and 210 pounds.
She's an Oopa Loompa.
Oh, my.
The only thing I liked about her was her massive knockers.
And they keep getting bigger all the time, apparently.
Actually, those haven't. I'm trying to get them made smaller.
Oh.
Yeah, she's a 40F.
40F.
F.
Yeah.
It only costs us like $80 to make a bra.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And how many children have the two of you created?
I have never created any children. That was on my list in my application to have a wife, that she couldn't have babies.
So did she already have some? This is Olympia, Washington, after all. Of course she did. Of course she did.
Yeah, but that was it. If they were living at home, I didn't want her. So they were with their dad. She was paying child support.
Wow. She was paying child support. Meaning ultimately you were also paying.
Well, that's the ironic part about it. Her child support was $35 a month.
Oh, well, there you go.
For 2 kids.
Yeah, well, in state of Washington, that's the way it works.
I couldn't believe it.
If you're a guy, you'll be nailed to the wall. If you're a chick, yeah, $35 a month. That delicate little flower can't afford to pay any more than that.
Oh, heavens, no. Heavens, no.
She needs money for groceries.
Oh, yeah, bonbons in the bathroom.
Right. All right, so how is this marriage going?
Well, other than the fact that she's a big balloon pig, it's actually pretty good. I mean, we get along and we do have communication, but I keep on her. Come on, let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym. And it's, I'm working nights, I'm this, and you know the excuses.
Yeah. So the reason you've stayed, I mean, you could have her as a friend to communicate with, somebody you could talk to on the phone on nights when you're not banging hot chicks. Why have you stayed in this relationship?
You know, I often ask myself that one, you know. I mean, because I know I've turned down better than her lots of times.
Uh-huh.
I just don't understand myself.
Just lazy, maybe.
It could be a little bit of lazy, could be a little bit of, that comfort thing where you're, you don't have to break in another one or any of that.
Uh-huh.
Pardon me.
Yes.
No religious reasons.
Yes.
I'm kind of like you. I'm an atheist.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe in none of that stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Gets pushed down you when you're a kid. What happens?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's funny.
How many years now, see?
10.
10 years.
Yeah, I was 35 when I got married.
You realize in California, if you stay with someone 10 years and you get divorced, you'll be paying vagina money for the rest of your life.
God, I don't even want to get into that.
Or until she gets remarried, which, of course, most women just say, the hell with that, I'll just live with my boyfriend.
In our house.
Yeah, and have my ex pay the rent or the mortgage.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I just love it.
I
but
bet you do.
Just touched an issue with it. I had to call you, Tom.
I'm glad you did, Steve, and I thank you. Jesus. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Susie on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Susie.
I
I wanted to comment on the woman that just called in, and she was saying about women that are fat pigs and that she has this hot body, and I was just kind of offended because I wouldn't call myself a fat pig. I mean, I'm like a size 14, but I'm almost 5'9", and it's evenly proportioned.
How much do you weigh, dear?
I weigh 185.
Dear, that's easily 50 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
That's not a little bit overweight.
But you know what? I'm not proud of it, and I'm on a diet. But I just feel like the way that it's being portrayed, like that fat pig woman, and you know that it's just really cruel. And because
this is how people feel about fat people, and this is how people feel about being fat.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, you know, I'm hard on myself, and I'm actually on a diet right now. I'm doing the low carb thing, and I've lost, 5 pounds. So, I mean, I'm on my way, but I have to say that my husband and I have been married for almost 15 years, and I was really thin, when we got married, and we have.
Well, that's what always happens. You're really thin when you get married, and then once you can take your husband for granted, you start to pack on the pounds. That's the way it works.
Well, there's more to it why people put weight on. There's a lot of, sometimes there's, for me, I had sexual abuse as a child, and it kind of hit me these past couple of years where it became an issue, and I started eating to make myself feel better. A lot of it is like you eat psychologically to feel better. It's not always cut and dry like somebody's just this lazy person, because I'm not a lazy person.
Now, I don't mean to sound insensitive. I'm just going to tell the truth. And the truth is, though, if I met somebody with that kind of baggage, I wouldn't marry them.
Well,
I might date them, but I wouldn't marry them. Well, because this is what happens.
My husband's my best friend, and he loved me unconditionally, and he still does. And
well, nobody nobody loves anybody unconditionally. That's not true.
I know it's not a perfect marriage, but he's my best friend, and he has baggage too that came with him. So, I mean, there's always more to the story than just somebody's fat, I guess is what I wanted to say.
Well, again, the reason you're fat is the problem of only one person, you. It's not anybody else's concern.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I totally agree with that. I take full responsibility for gaining weight, but at the same time, I feel like that woman, that called in is like some fat pig woman. Like, I feel like she wouldn't be friends with somebody like me who was maybe overweight because of how I looked, and maybe if I'm a good person.
Well, she might be friends with you because next to you, she'd look a lot better.
Well, that's true. And that's probably true.
Have you ever noticed the hottest chicks in the world have fat and fugly friends?
Well, what? Actually, I'm really pretty. I have to say I'm really pretty. I have a really pretty face.
That's what they all say. You have a really pretty face if only you lost 60 pounds.
No, I swear. I am. I still get looks, and it's just...
it's mostly black guys now.
No.
Come on.
I have really long legs. My weight is like in my bosom and my butt. So it's not...
So it's mostly black guys now?
No, I do get looks from black guys.
Oh, you live in the West Valley. Not a lot of black guys out there. Okay, well, come on into the city, dear, and I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Well, I guess I get looks from Kevin Federline, right, if I had a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Exactly. Yeah. I'll take you over to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles for a night. You'll be the hottest chick in the room.
No.
Every guy will want you.
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
No, I swear, I am really pretty.
Okay.
I have to say, I'm pretty.
All right. Ever been to Roscoe's?
You just say, she needs to lose some weight.
There's men there who would love a woman like you.
True that. No. I'm not like 500 pounds, for God's sake.
I understand, dear. You're only 50, 60 pounds overweight, only about 30% over your... Oh, of course you are.
You know what? Because you know what? When I'm 150 pounds, I look perfect.
Dear.
So
you were not 150 pounds when you got married. You were 130 or 125 or something, you told me.
Right.
So you don't look perfect at 150, or you would have been
150, I'm like a size 8.
No, what you're saying is at 150, you can pass. You can get away with it.
Right.
Because you got very large knockers that kind of disguise the natural underwire you have. that gushes over your belt buckle.
You're mean, Tom.
Here, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest with you.
Okay, well, I guess it's true. That's how men feel about.
Don't you want to know how men think? This is how we think.
But you know what? My husband seems to still enjoy intimacy with me, and he loves that my boobs are big.
I think that's great. If he's happy, that's wonderful. But don't kid yourself about how other guys feel about it.
Oh, no, I don't kid myself there, but I don't care about other guys, I guess.
All right, well, you guess. Most women want all the attention in the room, not just the
Well, I'm attracted to women, too, so...
Oh, really? Do you ever bring any home?
Well, my husband would like it, but,
And you've thought about it, too.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Then, when other women that are attracted to other women aren't as critical, I guess.
Well, that's just like women are not that critical of men either, believe me.
Like women what?
Like women are not that critical of men, believe me.
Oh, that's true, because you could see a gorgeous woman with a really fat, ugly man who's got tons of money.
Well, he's got a really fat wallet, or he's funny.
Yeah.
How many women go out with a guy and they say, oh, he's like Woody Allen?
Oh, yeah, what's up with that?
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. Women are not as critical about the way people look.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because they're insecure about the way they look, and they don't want to say or do anything that would make other people feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Meanwhile, men, whether they're gay men or straight men, we all care about how other people look.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Do you think, though, that part of that is because of, like Playboy and Penthouse and the ideal...
No. The fact is, Playboy and Penthouse weren't created out of a vacuum. The most successful media, whether it be the Tom Leykis Show or Playboy magazine or whatever, were created to reflect the way people already feel.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever got the agenda on how to feel from a magazine or a radio show. They already believe these things, and Playboy or the Tom Leykis Show or Penthouse magazine, what those do is they reinforce what people already believe. That's why we're successful.
Mm-hmm.
On this program, I say what men already believe. They don't, for the most part, despite the fact that we do a Leykis 101 show, most guys tune in here and say, I always felt that way, but I didn't know anyone else did.
Mm-hmm.
That is the key to success.
Well, I have to agree with you there. I think it's true that men want, like, the perfect woman as far as her figure. It's really important.
Well, it's not necessarily a perfect woman. Men want the hottest chick they can afford.
Yeah, yeah.
And very few men are in love the way women think we are.
I agree with that.
We're driving the nicest car we can afford.
Right.
Oh, if we could afford a nicer car, we'd trade it in.
Right.
And we really look at women like cars. We do.
So men are kind of like pigs.
It's not that we're like pigs, dear. But we need to get aroused when you take your clothes off, okay? And whoever arouses us the most is the one that we want to be with.
Well, I totally agree. I agree with you there because I've experienced that. Yeah, so.
We go along with all the romantic stuff because you girls demand it. But the reality is, a lot of, as I've said on the air so many times, a Toyota Corolla, reliable car, it'll go 200,000 miles, not terribly stylish. No one's ever going to say what a stud you are, but it's reliable and it's never in the shop. It's amazingly dependable and consistent. But if you can afford a Testarossa, you trade that Toyota Corolla in 2 seconds. And most guys out there are driving a Toyota Corolla. And I don't mean with 4 wheels.
Uh-huh.
I mean with 2 headlights.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You see? And, nobody drives a Toyota Corolla or a Kia or a Hyundai because that's their dream car.
Right.
It's reliable, if unstylish, unsophisticated transportation that will get you around.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know, like, my husband, I'm sure he goes on the internet and porn sites and all that, but, I think all power to him just because I think men's sex drive are way over the top more than women, and I know that I'm not have the ideal figure, so I don't think for me that's a big deal. Cheating would be a big deal, but I know that he still enjoys intimacy with me.
Yeah.
But
if you brought somebody home, he wouldn't mind nailing her, too.
If what?
If you brought someone home, he wouldn't mind nailing her, too.
I totally agree with that.
Well, that's my point, darling.
I agree.
So he's getting the additional stimulation he needs elsewhere.
Yeah.
When he's not getting it from you and telling you how much he loves you.
Oh, totally. I totally agree.
Well, I see that. I knew you would.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Even just having money and just having class are like two different things, because you could be rich all you want and be a total jerk.
I'd rather be a jerk with money than to be a big, fat, poor guy.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Andrea on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Greetings. What's up?
Not much, Andrea. Just doing a radio show here.
Listen, on the Britney Spears, Kevin Federline thing,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. If
What?
you do the math, Britney Spears was a hot piece of ass at age 12. She's 23 now. Ratio-wise, that's about 35 or 40 for the rest of us. It's about time she kind of let herself go.
No. Again, if I signed a contract to marry somebody, I want the package, I want the product that all the other guys who rode her like a stallion got. I don't want to be in the fat tub of lard era. Otherwise, and think about this, and this has broader implications for the guys listening. If that's what we can hope to expect when we get married, why wouldn't we want to be the ones who get the chicks when they're hot, and then let some other poor Poindexter, some other poor schlub get the big fat tub of goo and start cranking out kids with her?
Truth be told, if you think Britney Spears is a specimen and a kind of a case in point, she's a separate entity from all the rest of the chicks, because she's a superstar, super hot chick.
Well, she
Always
was
until recently, till she got knocked up in the white trash fashion that she is. Now, she's completely separate, but for the rest of the chicks, no excuse. I say it all the time. You want to lose your man? You want to get dumped? You want to get cheated on? Become a fat ass.
right. That's exactly right.
It never fails. It never fails. It is like clockwork. It is transparent.
And then, by the way, if you go to a gym, and I do, okay, if you go to a gym, that's why when you look around.
Ladies, step away from the menu. Please put your fork down.
Yeah,
it's not that easy.
If you look around the gym, what kind of women do you see there? Angry women, bitter women, separated women, divorced women, about to get divorced women. These are all the women who are fat tubs of goo. Then their husbands screwed around on them. Then they said, oh, my God, he is such a pig. He went and screwed around on me. Then they do what they should have done when they were married. They go to the gym and they lose the weight so they can attract another sucker.
Tom, that's in the segregated upstairs scary section with the hidden Stairmasters. All the hot bitches are on the first floor, right in the middle where everybody can see them, working their ass off like the size 2 that they are.
Right. Well, those are the younger ones. The younger ones are downstairs. The ones who haven't become 180 pounds yet are downstairs. Yeah. The ones who are working off the marital fat, they have baby fat, there's marital fat. Yeah, the ones who are working off the marital fat, indeed, they are upstairs or in a hidden room somewhere or working privately with a trainer.
Just want to give a message to the ladies out there. It's not that hard, girls. Take one for the team. Get on your knees. Do what you got to do on a daily basis. And just stay fit. Stay fit. You'd be surprised how easy it is.
Absolutely. The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM. Clayton on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this Tom?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Tom. I was just going through the dials on my radio and I came across your show. I've never heard it before, but pretty much I'm never going to be tuning into anything else because you're just pretty much on point on everything you say.
I love that.
I'm from Victoria, Canada, and I'm just glad I actually even get your show out here. I heard they tried to cancel you guys up here or something.
They did. Well, the CRTC was threatening the radio station.
What a bunch of dorks.
Yeah, we were on in Vancouver.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just glad I got to hear you, man. And I wish I could send you up some caffeine pills so they could put you on for like 5 or 6 hours a day.
I would love that. If you can arrange that, Clayton, do let us know. I appreciate it more than you know. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. Or send us a text message at 89866.
The Tom Leykis Show.